Howdy, everyone. My partner and I will be debating which insect has better defense mechanisms. The Phyllium giganteum, also known as the giant leaf insect, or the Haliomorpha hales, the brown stink bug. I will be debater B in this debate. So, just to give a little bit of background about both of these insects, the giant leaf insect can really only defend themselves through camouflage, while the brown stink bug is more offensive and its preferred method of attack is spraying predators.
Hi, I'm Daniel, and I will be advocating for Phyllium giganteum, better known as the giant leaf insect. The giant leaf insect is an insect that has fascinated people for many years with their ability to camouflage themselves so well. These insects are long, slender, and green, perfectly resembling the leaf of a tree right down to the veins and brown near the edges. They are a large species, growing up to 105 millimeters. Female species usually have a large elytron below hind wings, so they generally cannot fly. Male species have a smaller elytron, and some also have functional hind wings. However, since the majority of these insects are unable to fly, they rely on camouflage to keep them alive and well. Phyllium giganteum is a docile species, like numerous other related stick and leaf insects. During the day, they remain rather inactive and will become much more active during the nighttime. This is another method of defense, their knowledge of knowing that the nighttime is safer for them. Newborn giant leaf insects are active compared to their grown counterparts, and it is generally after their first molt that they begin to turn docile. An interesting fact about this insect is the fact that almost all of them are female. Although these insects can reproduce sexually, their main method of reproduction is parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis is an uncommon type of asexual reproduction in which females lay an unfertilized egg that somehow still hatches. It is generally seen as the last method of reproduction, but for the giant leaf insect, it is their primary method. This ties back into almost all the species being female, because with only female chromosomes to give and no male chromosomes being passed along, the generations are essentially clones of the already existing, predominantly female species. As for this insect's niche, they keep trees healthy by pruning them, which encourages new plant growth. Ironically though, giant leaf insects eat leaves. Populations of these insects aren't too large, so their impact of eating leaves doesn't harm the trees. With such great camouflage skills, it is no doubt that the giant leaf insect has better defense mechanisms. It only has one major method, but that is all it needs because of how well they have adapted and perfected that method.
I think that the brown stink bug, of course, has better defense mechanisms because of its size. It can run faster and get away faster from its from its predators, and of course, their odor that they give off does deter predators away as well. So, my name is Stephanie, and I'll be the advocate for the Haliomorpha hales, better known as the brown stink bug. The brown stink bug is an insect that looks to be not very big in size. In fact, their bodies are only about 17 millimeters long. The brown stink bug has a brownish gray color to it, and they have a very strange way of defending themselves. Instead of using camouflage like the giant leaf insect, the brown stink bug gives off a very foul odor. If you've ever been around a stink bug, I'm sure you know what odor this is, and obviously we don't like it, so other predators wouldn't like it as well. This odor is so strong that it deters other predators from coming near them. They are most prevalent in the mid-Atlantic region. They also have been identified in 44 other states. These insects do not really impact society in a positive way. Instead, they are actually known to hurt society. I'm sure most of y'all didn't know that brown stink bugs are known to cause major damage to several crops, which include vegetables, tree fruits, and nuts. They can also be very harmful to fruits as well. Now, I'm assuming this is because of their odor that they give off, that it could kill the fruits and the vegetables and the plants and the trees and all that are growing. So that's why they're very harmful to society. One unique characteristic about the brown stink bug is that its body is shaped like a shield. Another fact about these insects is that while every other insect or person comes close to it, hates their smell, the brown stink bug actually likes their smell. They think that they smell good and that they're clean, and while everybody else thinks the opposite, which, like I said, deters a lot of people and other predators from them. The brown stink bugs eat caterpillars, beetles, and even other plant-feeding stink bugs. Most people encounter stink bugs either in their homes or on their cars. I've found a bunch of stink bugs hanging on my door, on my window, and they're very hard to get off. They're very stubborn. They're most commonly found during the summer and autumn seasons, and so these bugs love it when the temperatures begin to fall.
Brown stink bug relies on its spraying ability to defend itself, since most predators won't want to eat a foul, acidic tasting meal. However, that is most, not all. If a predator is hungry enough, they will get past the odor and eat the stink bug anyway. Though it's likely to fend off most predators, it just takes one very hungry predator to decide that the smell is not a deal breaker. The stink bug only has this to rely on, as they are small and can't fight back. Right off the bat, it seems the giant leaf insect has better defense mechanisms because they are constantly actively camouflaged and blending in with their surroundings. If a predator can't locate the insect, how will it eat what it can't see? The brown stink bug has some type of natural camouflage because it is a neutral nature color, but not anywhere as adapted as the giant leaf insect's camouflage. The element of surprise is always beneficial and can mean the difference between life or death, so the fact that Phyllium giganteum is constantly incognito gives them the upper hands in terms of defense mechanisms.
Fall. The argument that I made was that although the brown stink bug may seem like it has a better defense mechanism of its ability to go on the offensive, unlike the giant leaf insect, that does make it superior. I disagree with this statement due to the fact that the brown stink bug is in fact superior to the giant leaf insect. There are many reasons why the brown stink bug is in fact superior to the giant leaf insect. One major reason being that all the giant leaf insect has to defend itself is camouflage. That's its only defense mechanism. This will not get them very far at all when a very hungry predator comes searching for food. There's no way to really fight off the predators by camouflaging yourself. Therefore, the brown stink bug can defend themselves better and would be able to survive longer as well due to its characteristics that make up this insect as a whole. Brown stink bugs give off one of the worst smelling odors that deters other predators from coming near them. While the giant leaf insect has a smarter way of defending themselves, the brown stink bug definitely has the best way to defend itself. With that being said, this is a perfect example to debate who has better defense mechanisms. The brown stink bug is way more an offensive insect, whereas the giant leaf insect is more of an defensive insect.
Although the brown stink bug may seem like it has better defense mechanisms because of its ability to go on the offensive, unlike the giant leaf insect, that doesn't make it superior. When confronted with a predator, the brown stink bug has no choice but to incite conflict and spray it to deter it. There is always a bigger bear, and when you mess with that bigger bear, it does not end well. Therefore, the giant leaf insect can defend itself better, but also smarter. Picking battles carefully is what keeps one alive, and knowing when and when not to attack is essential. The giant leaf insect is constantly playing defense, staying under the radar of other organisms. It isn't offense that wins games, it is the defense. This ties perfectly into the debate, as the brown stink bug is an offensive insect, whereas the giant leaf insect makes its moves defensively. Neither are bad strategies, and they obviously work, but it makes more sense as a small insect, which both are, to make decisions defensively and strategically. Every organism has a niche, and knowing whether an organism is prey or predator is crucial to its survival. In this case, the giant leaf insect knows it is a prey and acts accordingly, which means carefully going about their day-to-day business.
The counter-argument that was made was the brown stink bug relies on its spraying ability to defend itself, since most predators won't want to eat a foul acidic tasting meal. This is very true, which also makes the statement the brown stink bug has better defense mechanisms true as well. The camouflage for the giant leaf insect is something that will not always be able to protect them. What happens when they get caught? They have nothing to protect them physically from other predators. The predators would eventually find the giant leaf insect or would go after whatever the insect is hiding on or in and would end up getting caught.
The giant leaf insect is not only better at defending itself, but it also provides benefits to the environment. When these insects feast away on vegetation, it stimulates the plants to encourage fresh, new, healthy leaves. Most populations of these insects are kept in check, though some communities are overpopulated and eating vegetation faster than it can regrow. That may seem bad, but when you consider that brown stink bugs are an invasive species, it can be overlooked. Since 1988, they have been harming nature with their large populations. With numerous species of leaf insects and stick insects that are all closely related to Phyllium giganteum, researching them is crucial to understanding their family tree. There are many related species that so little is known about, and they aren't as abundant as the giant leaf insects. That is where the giant leaf insect comes into play. We can use pieces of this puzzle to solve other unfinished ones. Up until recently, 1994 to be exact, it was thought that no male Phyllium giganteum existed, which boggled researchers. That sparked the question, why did no one find a male species until 94? This is when research went underway to find out how they were reproducing and thriving at that. As I mentioned earlier, parthenogenesis is the giant leaf insect's main reproductive method. That reproductive method is interesting because it is scarcely used and even seen as a last option. To find an organism that has adapted parthenogenesis as its main reproductive method will allow researchers to get many answers they would not obtain otherwise. With so few animals using this reproductive method, it can be hard to study the ins and outs since it occurs so rarely. However, that is no longer a problem as a giant leaf insect can be used as a reference. Phyllium giganteum is a special species as it can help us learn about many other organisms.
Close my debate, the brown stink bug is the best insect when it comes to comparing these two insects. It has a brownish gray color that allows it to be somewhat camouflaged already. It has a massive odor that will scare off any predator that comes close to it, and the size of it makes it pretty hard to go against. Although it does not provide any benefit to the environment, it does have amazing defense mechanisms. The giant leaf insect just has camouflage as its defense mechanism. They benefit the environment more than the stink bug, but the stink bug knows how to survive and can survive much longer than the giant leaf insect. The defense mechanisms of the stink bug allow it to live longer due to the fact that predators do not want to be around their odor. There's not much else to learn about the giant leaf insect other than the fact that they benefit the environment and they use camouflage as their defense mechanism, which is what we're debating about, which one has a better defense mechanism, and all the giant leaf insect has is camouflage. So, with that being said, overall, the stink bug is a better insect because of the way the body is shaped, the size of the body, and how it gets around. One can assume that its opponent, the giant leaf insect, would be the better choice when it comes to defense mechanisms. This is false because there are a lot of things that the brown stink bug can do that the giant leaf insect cannot do. The smaller size of the stink bug makes it more mobile than the giant leaf insect, and a comparison of their speed shows that due to their body sizes, the brown stink bug is actually faster than the giant leaf insect and can get away from predators quicker, which in the long run would be a lot better for not just the stink bug, but any animal in general, like the cheetahs and all of that. They are big, but they are very fast. But when it comes to insects, I think that the smaller the animal, the quicker that they are able to move and get away. So that is my side of our defense mechanism debate. Thank you.